Hey, do you want to read with me? Good. Good news, I have got my microphone fixed. My microphone stopped working, so I had to get actually a new one, replace it. So I like the sound on this better. Hopefully you notice the difference. I think it sounds better. Anyway, let's take a look at our phonograms, shall we? See if you can say the sounds of the phonograms before I say them, or say them with me. Here we go. T, k, r, th, k, s, h, n, g, j, b, f, ch, k, sh, y, I, e, w, j, a, o, u, z, a, sh, x, l, qu, p, I, s, z, u, d, e, v. Oops, I skipped one. K, w, ng, e, ed, d, t. Green. Now there are other phonograms, more sounds, but we're not going to learn any of them in kindergarten. Your first grade teachers will be using these phonogram cards as well. Okay, you need to have lesson 10, the worksheet that says 10.1. It's going to be one that has 2 words and then a line for you to write. So run on your little bobby oar legs and go get that worksheet and a pencil. You don't need a math office. Nobody's going to peek at you. Can't see you through the video. Come on. Go get that, and I'm going to give you a word. You choose which word, and you circle it, and then we write it together. Okay? La, 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 la. Do you have the paper? Good. 10.1. It should say 10.1. All right. Look at number 1. It has 2 words. I'm going to say one of those words, and I want you to circle that word. And then I'm going to write it up here. We're going to talk about letter formation, and then I want you to write it. Okay? That's the way we're doing this. Here we go. The first word I want you to circle for number 1 is cake. Cake. Circle cake. All right. Does everybody have cake circle? Just a minute. I'm going to peek back here for a minute. I want to make sure you guys get the right worksheet. Yeah, I do have a picture of it. Right here. That should be what you're working on, right? And you either circled cake or cake. Cake or cane. And I hope you circled cake. Maybe I'll use it here so that we can talk about it. Cake. Now let's look at how, watch me write cake and then you write cake, okay? The C starts below the waistline, curves up to the waistline, curves around and down. A is a circle starting at 2 o'clock, curve around and then straight down. We go up to the headline for the K, come down to the foot line, go to the slide over the waistline, slant into the line, slant back out. The E is between the waistline and the foot line, goes straight off across, stop so you get a nice point, and then curve around. That says cake. All right. You write that, pause the thing so you have enough time to write it nicely. And we're going to go to the next word. The next word I want you to circle is we. We. Okay? Have you circled we? We is the first one, not the second one. And we is W. Start at the waistline, slant down, slant up, slant down, slant up. Then the E again between the waistline and the foot line. Straight, get a point, curve up and around, come down to the foot line, and then curve up a little bit. We. The other word says weep. Okay? All right. Pause it if you need time to write we. We're going to go on the next one. I want you to write circle dot. Dot. Okay? All right. Dot is the second one. The other word says date. Here's how we write dot. Start below the waistline, curve up to the waistline, curve around to make a nice circle. Then we go up to the headline and come straight down to the foot line. Start at the below the waistline, curve up to the waistline, curve around, around, around. Nice fat balloon full of air. Start between the waistline and the headline, go straight down, and then straight across that way along the waistline. Okay, dot. Pause the video so you have time to write that. The next word I want you to write is there. Those are the two last tricky words we learned. Do you know which one is there? This is number 4. There, circle there. You should have circled the second one again. The first one is they. So there, start at the above the waistline, straight down to the foot line, slant, your cross goes along the waistline. H, start at the headline, go straight down to the foot line, come back up again, curve around, and stop at the foot line. E, start between the waistline and the foot line, go straight across, stop to get that point, curve up to the foot line, curve down to the headline, curve down to the foot line, and then up. I, start at the waistline, straight down to the foot line, and then the dot above, not too big. R, start at the waistline, straight down to the foot line, come back up with your pencil and curve around and stop below the waistline. There. Okay, write that. Pause if you need the time. Number 5, circle lake. Lake. Okay, lake is the first word. It has that E-A-E team, doesn't it? Okay, the other word is lack. Lake. We're going to start at the headline, go down to the foot line. For A, start below the waistline. a little below the waistline. Curve up to the waistline, curve around to the foot line, come back up again, and then come down. K, start at the headline, go down to the foot line, come up to the waistline, slant into your line, and slant out to the foot line. E, we've written lots of those already today, haven't we? Stop to get that nice point here. Lake. All right. Flip your paper over. We got 5 more words. Okay. The next word I want you to circle is rate. 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 Okay. Rate is the first word. The second word is rake. Rate. Start at the waistline. Go down to the foot line. Come back up again. Curve at the waistline. A, nice circle. And then come down. T, start below the headline. Straight down to the foot line. Cross goes along the waistline. And E. Rate. Okay, write rate. The next word I want you to write is B. B. Circle B. All right, the one you should have circled is the first one. B is the first one. Start at the other one says bees. Start at the headline, go down to the foot line, come back up again and do a nice circle, Remember, B faces that way, doesn't it? Okay. And then E, nice point, curve around. B, right, B. Okay, we're going to go on to number 9. Number 9, I want you to write stale, stale. Right, stale. Okay? Stale. The first is the second one. The first one says sail. It doesn't have the t in it, does it? Say stale. Start below the waistline for the S. Curve up to the waistline. Curve around and around like a bumblebee. No. Start below the headline. Come straight down to the foot line. Cross goes at the waistline. A, nice round, starting below the waistline, and then a straight line down. Stale, right? Yeah. L, start at the waistline, the headline, come down to the foot line. And then our E, come nice and around like that. Stale, right, stale. Okay? Number 10, we're going to write he. Circle he. He is the first word. We're going to start at the headline. The other word says heel. Straight down to the foot line, curve back up to the waistline, and come back up and around again, and then E. The other word says heel. He. It's one of our tricky words, huh? Okay? Write he. Now the next word we're going to do is trade. Trade. Circle trade. Okay, once again, you should have circled the first word. The second word is track. Track. It doesn't have the E to help the A say A. Trade, start at the above the waistline, go straight down to the foot line. Cross goes at the waistline. R, start at the waistline, go down to the foot line, come up and curve around at the waistline. A, start below the waistline, curve up, curve around, and then a straight line down. The the D is made the same way, except we go up to the headline and come down to the foot line. And then E, get a nice point. Trade. Right, trade. Last word I want you to write is pale. 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 Okay? You should have circled the second word. The first word says plate, doesn't it? Pale. Start at the waistline, go down to the foot line, come back up again, curve around. This goes, start at the waistline, goes down below the foot line. Then our A is a circle, and then a line from the waistline to the foot line. L starts at the headline, goes down to the foot line. And last but not least, our lovely E, pale. Pale. Okay. That's your first worksheet for today. We did it together. Let's go over and read a story, shall we? Okay. Here we are with Scott. We're going to read another story. Let's go to the table of contents. We've read Scott and Lee, Red Ants, The Bees, Cake and Grapes, Fun in the Sand, and now we're going to read this word, this story that is just one word. Skates. Do you see how the E and the A work together to make the A sound? This doesn't say scats, it says skates, and it's on page 16. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Skates. There it is. That's the story, Skates. Go ahead and look at the picture here. It shows Scott. I can tell Scott. I can see his red hair, and this is Jade with him, and they're both skating. I like to see that they have knee pads on and elbow pads and helmets to protect them in case they fall. All right. Now, before we read this story, I just want to look for a minute at the structure of the story here. Remember we talked about how groups of sentences are called paragraphs. And each paragraph starts with an indentation. The beginning of the paragraph is scooted in a little bit. That's called an indentation. Look, I have one place that's indented, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On this page, there are 5 paragraphs. This is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. This is a one-line paragraph. This is a paragraph. And this is a one-line paragraph down here. Okay, now how many sentences are there? Let's count the stop signs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There are 13 sentences on this page. Now, you ask, I had to count some question marks, and I counted some periods, and I counted some exclamation marks. You ask me, why didn't you count this question mark, Mr. Burnett? Because this is part of, Scott asks is part of this sentence. Same here. Says Jade is part of this sentence. And then here, yeah. Anyway, so let's read skates. Have you ever gone on skates before? I have. Last time I skated, I fell and broke my arm, so I haven't been on a pair of skates since. Oh, no, that's not true. I have been on them, but I have to be careful. Jade, there's Scott's friend Jade. Jade, oh, do you know what? I forgot to view this bigger. Let's do full screen. It's a little bit bigger that way. I like that better. Jade got skates, tricky word, when, tricky word she, tricky word was, 6. Jade got skates when she was 6. Scott just got his last week. He is, what's this word? Scared to get up on his skates. He is scared to get up on his skates. Maybe he's afraid he's going to break his arm like I did. Is this safe? Safe. See how the A and the E are making the A say A. Safe? Scott asks. Question mark, so he's asking it. Tricky word. What if I trip and get a scrape? What if I hit a tree? Well, that could happen, huh? What if I see a snake? What if I see a snake? Mrs. Burnett saw a snake in our yard yesterday. It is safe, says, tricky word, says Jade. Just skate. Jade helps Scott skate. Scott slips, oops, tricky word, once. Then he gets the hang of it. Jade, he yells, it's fun to skate. Yeah, so he finally figured out it was fun to skate. Nice job, Scotty. All right, let's go back here again, and I want to take a look at your worksheets for today. We already did this one. Hopefully you did this with me, right? Ooh, I think I skipped a word. Did I skip number 5? I think I skipped number 5. I'm looking. I don't think I did man or main. Sorry about that. The rest of them I think I did. Yeah, just skip number 5. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. I want you to do worksheet 10.2. That is about skates, the story we just read. 2 questions here. And then 1 question on the back for you to write, and then draw a picture and write a sentence about skates. All right. And then you also get the story Cake and Grapes to read. 10.3, you can pull that out. Okay? All right, that's it for reading. I will see you guys in math.